Fable 2 is set in a fictional world called Albion, which bears some resemblance to England during the Victorian times. The art team played a vital role in bringing the Fable world to life, as did the level designers who created the places in Fable 2.
What I did at the start when I was asked to put the art style for the game together is I researched every aspect of the art of the game and split it up into environments and creatures and made sure it was consistent with the design vision for the game.
We have, for instance, for the architecture in some of the towns, we've actually got somebody that's a trained architect here. We've got others that have worked on the previous Fable.
When we were doing the environments, what you've got to do is split up the environment team into architectural and organic for a start. There's definitely people that are more organic than others. Quite a few hippies on the team.
Well, currently one of the tasks I'm involved in with Fable 2 is foliage, and that basically means creating all of the green stuff that you see within the game. Any of the plants, any of the ground cover, any of the flowers, any of the bushes, I have some part in producing. The foliage and the local detail, as we call it in Fable 2, is very much more detailed. We're trying to go for a lot more on every front, really. So we've got a lot more different kinds, we've got a lot more different feels, and generally we've expanded the foliage as much as we could. Oh, you're not filming me messing about with flowers again, are you, Sam? Oh, no, let's film me doing something else. Oh.
What else do you do?
Loads of things. Oh.
All the areas in Fable 2 were originally mocked up using the Fable 1 engine. This allowed the programmers to create an editor that could be used by the level designers to start building the world of Fable 2, but using its own brand new engine and assets.
What we do is we create the tools that allow you to build games.
We make all the tools that are used for the development of Fable 2.
So one of the things that's a real struggle for game developers is fitting all of those assets into memory and onto the DVDs. What we've done is develop some compression routines that squashes down the data so that it will fit in the available memory, and we've done this with animations. We've managed to squeeze those down to just 1% of their original size.
We have support for tools that allows us to create assets very quickly.
So look at the chart. And there it is.
Are you fixing more than are coming in? Or?
Check it out. Today we're just ahead.
The fact is that this game is absolutely massive. We have so many levels that are so much bigger than in the previous game. That requires constant honing and improving of existing tools as well as developing new tools, because we constantly want to find ways of improving our pipeline.
The way we would design an area, this tends to be slightly different depending on the type of area it is, but what we start with is the plan. Then what we do is we actually white box it. In a very simple art package, we'll just rough it out, get our scale, make sure all the critical dimensions to ensure that the navigation systems will all work. And we do that fairly quickly in a program called SketchUp. And then that gives us a rough version of a region or a pub, for example, which we can give to the artists. They can take straight into their art package, and then they can make it look really nice.
Albion in Fable 2 is much bigger than the Albion that we've seen before in Fable 1.
In the first game, the world looked amazing, but it was kind of frustrating because you couldn't go everywhere you wanted to go. You can go anywhere now. You are not fenced in any way.
Is everybody working like that?
Yeah, everyone protect him.
not very good because it's in a special engine mode which is designed to make it look better. It's not working at the moment. Okay? Don't look at it. Well, don't film that. Film this. That's what you need to see. Numbers.
Programmers and artists are two completely different breeds, and tensions between them sometimes grow high. That's not to say they don't get along, but when a tool doesn't work and development grinds to a halt, this is the ideal time for the artist to go into the park and get some inspiration to beautify Albion.
Unfortunately, Sam, you've come at a really bad time. We've all got major technical issues at the moment and can do no meaningful work. I can pretend to work. I do that all day.
Well, you know, I work with mainly artistic people, and let's face it, they're never going to be satisfied unless they have one big red button that builds the whole game. So I'd say they are reasonably satisfied, but they're not happy.
Well, when we looked at inspirations for the game, we tended actually not to look at games and more to do with beautiful looking films, beautiful forest scenes. I mean, you've got all the martial art films that came out with a hero and what have you, with the swirling leaves going around the characters.
I think the distinguishing thing about the world of Fable is that there's an introduction of colour. If you look at most next generation games at the moment, though they're beautifully crafted, they seem to be awash with, well, grey.
The idea was that we wanted to incorporate clockwork, get away from the medieval times and more into the age of highwaymen. Everybody agreed, you know, that Peter, Dean, you know, all of us sat in a room and pretty much agreed that this was an exciting way to go.
Look, it's you, monkey boy.
I'm not going thin.
He's got hair like that.
Temples.
Like that. That's Chris.
That's because I need a haircut.
You can use that before and after.
Well, you're going to shave that bit there. Shave
What?
it off.
Yeah, why not?
The whole thing, like.
No.
But they should. Otherwise, you look like a monkey.
Can we carry on with degenerate triangles?
Then we go in.